It's 4 o'clock on a Wednesday morning and it feels great to be alive. There's only one reason that I'm going to be up at this time. Of course we're going to a car boot. The batteries for both me and my GoPro are fully charged today, so I'm going to take you along for another car boot run. And of course we're heading back over to Yorkshire. I'm Dave Keith, by the way. This is Vernon's Bike and Lifestyle. What this channel is all about, if you're new here, is reselling to fund your lifestyle. What I mean by reselling is I take items from one marketplace, car boot sales, charity shops, online auctions, Facebook marketplace and the like, and sell them online to make a profit. And that's how I make a full-time living. Now at the time of making this video, it's actually been getting on 2 weeks since I've been to a boot sale now, because I've been doing really well for stock, which is obviously a great position to be in. This time of year is usually an abundance of sources that you can get it from. I'm just starting to see the top of the mountain now, starting to see wood for the trees as far as getting stuff listed's concerned. I don't think I've ever had this many listings actually. But enough of all that anyway, it's time to get on the road. So quick stop for coffee and cash, and let's get rocking and rolling. And we have landed in a field in Yorkshire. I'm proper excited to get in there, so let's get at it. How much you got there, pal?
20 on them, mate. I'll do 115 if you want.
How much you got there, Bob?
I'll do 7 on them, pal.
Quid foot pair then.
Yeah.
You've got this big space here, you know, where I'm like kind of stood. Oh gosh, 100 pounds then too, no, I'm sorry, I won't. I'll go away. You? Thank you.
How much have you got the LG player, Paul?
Tenner. I think the Samsung one's slightly better because the Samsung upscales.
Right.
So it upscales it to HD.
Yeah.
That one.
Six and a half. Are these yours, Izzy?
Yeah,
How much are they?
15. Brand new and everything.
Yeah.
Too red, didn't you?
I went over for it and for half it anyway.
Nice job on those, lovely.
3 of them.
Indeed, 3.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I'm all over the shop here.
Oh,
Is that a wax jacket?
brand new that, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I have a look at it, please?
It says it's small, but I've had it on because we used to have horses. I've
Yeah.
tried it on, but it's bigger than what it says.
How much is it?
5 of them.
It's got to be worth a £5, isn't it?
I don't mind a trolley like that. Mind you, we only do this once a month.
Yeah, it's handy. It's very handy. Grandkids love riding in it as well.
Ah, that's more like it.
See, yeah.
Thanks, love.
Oh, I didn't spot those.
Yeah, I
How
don't
much are
know.
those?
I want 5 for me.
It's some keep the fire. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I can feel that. Are they the only docks you've got?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do like my Doc Martens. Thank you very much.
Right.
Have a good day. Did you spot that? I very, very nearly walked away from those Doc Martens. Need to open my eyes.
You won't find anything if you go this way there.
I just very, very nearly walked. I was looking at, I bought this jacket and those shoes, and I didn't spot right next to them.
Ah,
Brand
looks like
new.
mine.
Yeah.
Looks like mine. I've never seen that pattern, to be honest.
I haven't. They look like
how much did you pay?
fiver.
You want to tell her, yeah?
Got another one in car, I ain't got him out yet.
Oh.
Tough time.
Yeah, no worries, lovely. Oh, is that 2 as well?
Yeah, they're all £2
Oh,
each.
brilliant.
It goes a £2 foot size.
Smash. How much is your teapot?
£4. It's got everything. It's got things in it.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
want to have a look at it.
Tenner for the lot.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? Yeah. This early in the morning, I'm doing my sums. How about that?
To ask for. And I suppose I'm told.
Thank you, lovely. Cheers. Hey, Pete.
How are you?
I'm alright, kid. How are you?
Well, I'm glad I saw you.
Come on, miss.
Put a bit of makeup on, so.
Have you? You lost it away as well, mate. Honestly, you're hitting the gym, ain't you, just in case?
Just put a bit of pancake in case you see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know if you got the power cable for that?
I have no cable here, any
Yeah,
cable.
no problem. How much for your PlayStation?
Sorry?
PlayStation?
50.
How much is that?
20 quid. Because I've been out of box.
Yeah. Alright, getting it out, yeah?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We do 15.
No, because it's got gaming and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I say, it's still in the original wrapper.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go on, I'll do 20.
We met one of my mates to go down to the beach and he'd got one.
Yeah.
A pile like this. I says, we're not going for a month, we're only going for a day. Cheers.
Thank you, have a good day.
Yeah.
In fact, my mate from Pontefract, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Put that onesie on that one. No.
Are you taking this computer?
I'll take up with that. I'm sitting here.
Is he going to do 20 for that?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's a low given. No, we gave them 20.
Have you gone out, bud?
7 quid now.
Give you a 5.
Here's a 5 or something.
I swear I see
Oh,
you
boy.
on YouTube.
You have, mate. More than likely.
That's not my money, that. It's what you got on road bike? That one near? 40 quid.
How much are new Westcott's, Annie?
They're expensive. That one,
Scary.
the one with the tassels on, I wanted 35 for, and the other one 40. I
Right,
don't
okay.
get hold of a lot of waistcoats, and believe me, I can. They do sell them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
It is nice.
More for them than jackets.
Yeah.
But listen, you make me if it's sensible.
Yeah, oh, honestly, I've been a million miles away. I'll do 7 for that, though. I don't like going away from you empty-handed, you know that. Oh, shit. I'll just fall on my ass then. You missed that comedy fall, didn't you? It could have been worse. It could have landed on something cold and wet. Have you any change, Annie?
What are you giving me?
20. I've been clean damage. There's a shortage of change on field today.
I've always got plenty of change.
Yeah, you're a bit in. Thank you very much, my dear. I'll try not to fall on your gear next time I come and see you.
You're alright.
You know when you get to a certain age and you get a bit unstable and stuff like that? Maybe I should just like use one of those OAP walkers that I picked up a couple of weeks ago.
Somewhere.
How much is a bag?
Is that a fiver, Jan? No, 3 quid.
3 quid.
What was it? Do that work on it?
Yeah. You cleared out my change, can you break it down?
Yeah. How much did you say, Jan? 3.
Is that a phone charging dock?
Sorry?
Oh, is it a charge dock as well?
No, it's a Wi-Fi only.
Yeah. How much is it?
150. Remote everything inside, yeah?
Yeah. That's all right. Cheers, man.
Oh, the black.
How much on your lids? On the helmet? Yeah, check it out, can I have a look?
I think it's in there. It's got the dust cover in it.
Yeah. Look bigger from further away. How's that work?
What's the YouTube channel?
It's Avernus Biker Lifestyle. If you type in Biker Reseller, you'd probably find it.
No working, mate. That's spot on. Just needs batteries.
Yeah.
No,
How much is it?
no, they're not a design.
£7, mate.
Either 5.
Meet in the middle at 6. Give me a 5 then, mate.
It's alright, mate. The D terminals aren't so good.
Thank you. Thank you again, good sir. Thank you. Can you manage it all right?
I think so, yeah. No, you get it in a bag.
And you still got that try out? Swimming
I'll never let you get and go away with it.
Just working.
Do you know what model it is?
No.
Another lovely day around the fields in Yorkshire. Absolutely a chock-a-block, man. Some really cool pickups actually, considering I don't think I was putting as much effort in as I possibly could have done. Filled the trolley just the once, so you guys know the script. Get you home, see through what I picked up and how much I'm expecting to list it for. I shall see you in a bit. Hey, 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 lovely people, and welcome back to the sunny land of Chorley, the sweetest smelling town in Lancashire. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking I've moved into some kind of clothing warehouse, but if you've been following the ABL reselling community on Facebook, you'll know that in the week I added to my jacket tally from a particular supplier. I'll just show you. I've this all those. There's 3.5 rails. In fact, I had to buy this racking off the guy as well because I've nowhere at present to put these jackets. There's 130 in total. This was a recent sourcing trip. I only went out to Costco to pick up some storage buckets and ended up spending rather a lot of money on jackets. Still, you've got to take sourcing opportunities when they arise, and for what I paid for these, I paid £5 a unit for these, and I've been comfortably selling them for around about the £25 mark. It's going to take me a while to get through those out. Still, back to today's pickups. So total spend today was £72, and for that I picked up 16 items. Now, I've got a bit of a confession to make actually. If I'm entirely honest, probably the main reason that I actually went to the car boot was so I could vlog it for you guys, because I'm lovely like that. As you can see behind me, and I've been having some fantastic success in picking stuff up, so I've got a bit of a mountain to climb as far as getting listing done's concerned, which again is obviously an amazing problem to have. But I'm very, very conscious that the YouTube beast needs feeding and you guys need entertaining. I'm sure you want to know what I'm up to and picking up and all that kind of stuff, so you can keep an eye out for this stuff yourself. I mean, obviously opportunities like the jackets only come about if you're telling people what you do. This is a point that I'm going to say it again. I apologise to the people that have heard me say it 1,000 times before, but tell people that you're a reseller and tell them what that means. This opportunity came about because a friend of mine, I got talking to them obviously about reselling. He's known I've been a reseller for a while, and he had somebody who mentioned a clearance opportunity to him, and he passed the information to me and obviously put an A and B together and a deal was done. That only came about because I had the conversation about being a reseller in the first place. So tell people that you're a reseller. I digress anyway. The reason I mention that is because this is another good opportunity to demonstrate that being a reseller isn't actually that difficult. Being a good reseller is difficult, and being a full-time reseller is difficult and quite scary at times. But the reason I mentioned actually wanting to do the car boot today for vlog purposes is purely and simply for the fact that a lot of this stuff I just fell upon. Wasn't really putting a lot of effort into finding stuff around the car boot. So taking that into consideration, it was actually a really good result. And hopefully somebody out there who's watching these videos for a bit of inspiration can take from that the fact that you can just turn up. If you can be bothered to get your ass out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and drag yourself to a car boot, then 99 times out of 100 you'll find at least something. And these are the items that I have found today. So same script, going to strap the GoPro to my head and take you through what I picked up. So the majority of these are going to be bread and butter pickups, but don't know if you can spot it yet, there is one absolute pearl in this bunch. In fact, there's two pearls in this bunch. Now, I know most of you are going to zoom to these straight away, Doc Martens. Almost walked past them. What a muppet. Was looking at something else. They didn't actually look like Doc Martens, to be honest. And then I just managed to catch the logo just as I was walking away. So fortunately, I just grabbed them quick before somebody else spotted it. Anyway, I'll get into it. These are the first on the list today. These Doc Martens, I've never seen this style before. The model is the Rosyna. It's R-O-S-Y-N-A. These are clearly brand new. There's not a mark on the soles, not a mark on them at all. Absolutely spanking mint condition. Pretty standard women's size at a size 5, and the listing value on those is £60. Next up, another pair of shoes. This is a brand that's new to me. The brand is Sperry, S-P-E-R-R-Y. Topsider, not entirely sure if that's the model or a continuation of the brand. These are in really good condition actually. There's only a little bit of wear to the sole, but they haven't seen much action at all. There's not even any crease marks across the toes. UK size 10. I wouldn't quite say they were bolo, but there's certainly a brand that you should be paying more attention to, purely and simply for the reason that they're a bit better than bread and butter kind of valuations. Listing value on the Sperry boat shoes, £25. Now I picked this up really because it just looks cool. Old tech, obviously. A mini portable TV. Even if it works, I'm not entirely sure it'll get a signal. In fact, I didn't actually think of that when I picked it up. I was just thinking, oh, that looks cool. I paid very little for it anyway. Whether this will pick up anything at all these days remains to be seen. It's slightly unusual in the fact that it's a colour TV. A lot of these type devices are black and white still. There are some comps for this, and obviously I don't pick anything up regardless of how cool it looks unless I've checked the comps or I've got a really good feeling about it. But there are a couple of comps for this. Listing value on this, £25. Next up, nice standard pickup for me. Some inline skates, slightly smaller than I would like, at a size 7. I've sold a couple of pairs of this style, not necessarily Airwalk, which I do recognise the brand. It's not high end, but it's just a bit more recognisable than sort of like a cheap and cheerful Chinese type brand, which still sell well, by the way. But the style I'm referring to is the slightly larger wheels. They do have a tendency to make the inline skates look out of proportion. They look small because of the extended carriage. So when you're listing this type of skate, make sure you emphasize the size. In this case it's a size 7. In the title I would put adult size 7. I'm not sure there is. I think there probably is a child size 7. I'm not sure. I don't deal in children's stuff hardly at all, really, clothes and footwear. But I would draw attention to the fact that it's an adult size 7, and just to ram it home that it is actually an adult skate, and because of obviously proportion in the pictures. I'm sure that makes sense. I'll try and edit it out so the sentence all fits together afterwards. I'll just leave it like this. I'm sure you get what I mean. Listing value on those skates is £35. I've had recent precedent for that for this type of skates. In fact, the last pair of skates I sold that were like this but a less recognised brand went for £35, so I'm very confident with that valuation. Now I don't know if you spotted it in my little intro there, but the pearl in the bunch, and it's something that is just been in the back of my mind to look out for a long time, is this vintage head bag. It was a bit squashed and under a table, so it was almost missed, but this is something a bit special. See for why. I was actually a bit concerned that the bit that zips on the end, which I'm not entirely sure. I remember these from when I was a kid. I'm still not entirely sure what that bit's for, but that zips on the end of the bag to extend it. I'll put a picture somewhere up here of what it's supposed to look like when it's all padded out. There is a bit of wear to this, not excessive, but I mean, it's a vintage bag. You'd expect a little bit of cracking, a little bit of wear. That looks looking a bit ropey on the end kind of thing, but there's no holes in it. The main bag looks in really good condition. This just needs packing out so some of the creases drop out for the pictures. Some, like I say, some cracking on the end, and again, aside from that, minor wear to that. Put it all back together. All the zips are in good order, the handles are in good order, no splits. It's got its shoulder strap. Watch out for head bags. Watch out for this style of head bag particularly, but vintage head bags across the board, because they are good money. I paid very little for this bag, and the listing value I'm going to put on it is £90. Now, there are listings for this exact bag up to £115. I think there's a couple of comps at that kind of level, and there's a load of comps at £60 plus. Because it's not in mint condition because of the wear, particularly to the end piece bag, so I'm going to stick it in at £90. I do like finding a bolo, and vintage head bags are definitely a bolo. Now, one of my biggest takeaways, I always say this in these videos, one of my biggest takeaways from doing these videos is the feedback I get from you guys and the tips that I pick up from you guys. I always say, as I'm going around the field, if I missed anything on the tables or on the ground sheets or whatever that you've spotted that I should be looking out for, hit me up in the comments below, because that's how I learn. I'm getting as much out of doing these videos as far as feedback's concerned as I'm endeavoring to help people, showing them what I pick up so they can sort of learn from my experiences. This was definitely one of those items. I think it's within the last 3 or 4 videos. I completely blanked this because I wasn't aware of them. This is a Sagem.com Freeview recorder, just a set-top box. And because it looks pretty cheap and cheerful, actually, it doesn't look like anything much. It's not something that would have flagged up on my radar if I hadn't have heard back from you guys. So thanks very much whoever suggested it, because this Sagem.com Freeview recorder, listing value on this £45. I didn't actually notice at the time though that although it had a couple of cables with it, neither of them are a power cable, but it's a standard 12 volt DC adapter. I know I've got loads of those in my bag of tricks, so I'll be able to find a power cable for that, no problem at all. Now here's another good learning opportunity for me. This is an early learning centre teapot. They used to make these in yellow, but this is a slightly more modern version. I think the yellow ones do fetch a bit more of a higher price because there's that vintage element to them. But even so, early learning centre stuff can be decent value. The Brio brand, which you've heard me bang on about so many times, Brio train sets, fetch really good money. They're an early learning centre product. But this teapot, on the older ones, the top used to come up and swivel around. What have we got with it? We've got, it's a really cool thing for a little kid. We've got Disney figures. Not entirely sure they were originally with it, but there you go. We've got a few bits of furniture, a fridge of course, no beer in it, damn, and a little bench. I'll leave these in the bundle. I'm fairly confident perhaps the furniture and the fridge were originally with it, but the other pieces, not sure. I'll bundle it with anyway. Very little in the way of wear to this, and we're talking bread and butter kind of value again. But again, on the run up to Christmas, not really fussed about it hanging around for a bit, because toys like this will absolutely fly come Q4. The listing value as it stands at the moment is £20. Adding to my collection of Harrods bears. These are, as you probably would expect, being Harrods, they're extremely good quality. This Harrods Christmas bear, they do one every year. This is from 2004, says on its foot. They normally have a name. Has this one got a name? No, that's unusual. The other ones I've got have had names, but still less value in this one and the other ones that I've picked up. Some of the Harrods bears can go up to 50 quid kind of valuation. But this guy, as good a condition as he's in, he's obviously been very well looked after by the collector. Listing value on that's £15. Some Build-A-Bears. I'm going to have to stop picking these up because the value to work ratio just isn't quite there for me. I know there's exceptions to the rule and some of them are worth quite decent money, but these are, I wouldn't quite say they're more bread and butter. They're the very, 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 very low end of bread and butter. But they're nice, easy packs. Just bag them up, get them out. Again, items that are going to be flying towards Christmas. So 4 in total. And just quickly going through them. The dog, listing value £6. The monkey, I've sold one of these just recently, £7. And this little lady with the sparkly tail is Princess Pumpkin, and she's £9. And last, a sherbet teddy bear, our listing value on that one £8. So again, nothing significant. I might, when I come to list these, put them together as a bundle and see what happens, or just sell them individually and stick them on a bag on a top shelf and hang out for Christmas. Another plush, because it's kind of a bit of plush day today, is this bag puss. The lady tried telling me it was a vintage bag puss, but I'm not sure vintage items would have barcodes. Not true vintage anyway. Perhaps they would anyway. Obviously been very well loved, this guy, because it's a little bit worn. It's a bonus that it's got its tag with it. The brand on this is Golden Bear Products. Now there's quite a few bag puss and variants. There's even modern versions of bag puss, but this Golden Bear Products bag puss, listing value on it £9. Another bread and butter pickup, this Sony DVD player. This is the SR760H. Important thing to note on DVD players, because there still is a market for them, particularly the compact ones, is make sure it's got HDMI lead. The ones that are SCART only, which are more common that you'd find them, they're just not worth so much, and probably, unless you're happy taking very low margins or sending very low value items, then I would probably stay away from the SCART only ones. So the HDMI ones, definitely look out for, because they're often really, really cheap. Unfortunately, this one didn't come with a remote, and it's not going to be worth my while value wise sourcing a replacement. It has devalued it slightly, because normally I would sell these at £20 to £25 every day of the week. So I've devalued this slightly. I'm going to put a listing value of £18 on that. Next up, this extremely cool bike jacket. The brand is BKS, and it looks leather, but it's a wax jacket, and it looks absolutely cool as. That is proper minty. I love the style of this jacket, and I think a lot of other people will agree with me. This has got its elbow armour and shoulder armour. There's no back, oh, there is back armour in this. I don't feel that. That's a bit of a Brucey bonus. I mean, personally speaking, I probably wouldn't go out in a jacket like this, not to wear on a bike anyway, because it's just too thin. I mean, it'd be nice in the summer and all that kind of stuff, but I do like to go out padded out. I have a proper either Gore-Tex or leather jacket when I go out on the bike. That's my own preference, and I'm not judging at all. If people want to ride around in flip-flops and shorts, that's entirely their lookout. But this jacket does look cool, actually. I'd wear this out when I'm not on the bike, personally. Listing value on this jacket, £50, and I may even have undervalued that as well, because yeah, I think that's gonna fly. Now here's a potential fail. This is a wax jacket. The brand is Stormafit, S-T-O-R-M-A-F-I-T, Stormafit Leisure, and it's no barber jacket, let's face it, but it does look pretty cool. It's a caped wax jacket as well, which is a key word and a selling point. Probably more of a lady's size. This is a size small. It's not got a lady's sizing on it. It just says small, but I think this jacket would probably suit more the horsey types. Fantastic condition nonetheless, but not much in the way of comps. In fact, I'm struggling finding that brand at all online, so this is why I'm saying it's a potential fail. But if somebody out there is looking for a cheap riding jacket, it's the keywords that's going to sell this coat. So it's a cheap wax jacket for horse riders, so on and so forth. That's what's going to carry it through. It's certainly not the brand, because nobody seems to know what it is. But because of the condition, and the horsey people are rich, obviously. I mean, who would have a horse? I joke, don't send me any hate mail. Listing value on this jacket, £30. Now for the more astute of you, you'll notice that I did make a little bit of a cock up. It was actually 17 items I picked up, not 16. Obviously the total spend is still £72, but for 17 items, not 16. But the last of today's pickups is this Guitar Hero Live for Xbox One. Now I've picked these up in the past, and they have sold for okay money, nothing spectacular, but because this is a relatively new console, and looking inside the contents, it's a shame that the the game isn't sealed, but the contents look in absolutely pristine condition. When you're picking up stuff like this, make sure that it's got its dongle with it, because you can't really use it with this without the dongle, and these, because of they're tiny, they get lost dead easy. But this has had very little use, if any. I'm going to scratch that because obviously the game's not sealed, so it's had some use. All the package is in excellent condition. I'm not sure if the game would have originally come with a manual, but obviously it's got the paperwork for the controller and whatnot. Because it's so minty fresh as well, I'm very confident with a listing value of £50 on this. Now, those of you that are familiar with my videos all know that I do it slightly differently than some eBay resellers. I don't tend to give you the price that I paid for individual items. The reason I do that is because the price that you pay at car boot sales largely is subjective. It can depend on how lucky you get, it can depend on how good your negotiation skills are. So for those reasons, what I'd much rather do is give you a total amount spent. It gives a better indication of how you're doing performance wise on a given day anyway, and obviously the total figure in relation to how much I spent. The reason I'm putting these videos together is quite simply to try and help people. My own personal background, it comes from, I've always worked hard all my life. I'm an ex-soldier. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos that I've posted in the past about a bit about my history, but just in case you are new to the channel, what I'm trying to achieve is to help people either improve the lifestyle with reselling or reclaim some of their life. That was very much the case for me. I was working like a dog, just crazy hours, always tired, not wanting to spend any time with friends and family because I was always tired. So it was all about reclaiming my life for me, and reselling has provided me with that opportunity. And the reason I'm documenting it is hopefully that somebody out there can benefit from my experience and perhaps be in a similar position where they can afford to maybe work less in a stereotypical job and spend more time with their friends and family, or maybe even if it's a case of helping them out of debt, helping them pay the bills and all that. Particularly over the last year and a half during the pandemic, there's been a lot of people really struggling, and quite a few people have got in contact saying that because of the stuff, the hints and tips that they picked up through this channel and other channels, they've been able to pay the bills, and that is crazy rewarding for me. It makes me feel very proud about being able to be part of helping somebody out even in some way. And I say that entirely humbly as well. I don't want any kind of praise or accolade whatsoever. Just the thought that it might be helping somebody out there out with their situation is just tremendous for me. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Totals time. Did I look like I was going to start vlogging then? Sorry, not me. And we're back in the room. Like I say, total spend today was £72, and for that I picked up 17 items, not 16 items, and the total gross listing value for all those items is £502. Now, of course, that's a gross listing value. There's still eBay fees to come off that. There's still money to be put aside for the tax when it's due, but as a snapshot in time, they are my listing values. Some of those items, if they turn out to be more long tail, take longer to sell, then they'll be reduced in price over time, maybe take offers on them. So that's a right now figure. Incidentally, just to qualify those listing values as well, all the items that I've mentioned, the values are plus postage. Now that's me for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me fall on my ass literally at the boot sale. Try not to do that again. I was very rosy cheeked, and that's not like me either. But for that reason and any other reason, if you found any enjoyment or any value out of this video or reselling your thing, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, it helps the reach, and hopefully helps somebody out there with their reselling journey and their situation. If you're not already subscribed, I'm sure you are, because you guys are very shrewd. You've made it this far in the video. Smash that subscribe button, and the notification bell will give you a notification of next time I post a video up. Thanks very much indeed for the support of this channel, guys. It really is appreciated. I've been Dave Keefe. You've been super amazing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.